What's going on, everybody? It's me, Truck Driver Sean. Today, we're coming at you with something from the super duper awesome company, Revv Amplification. Fun fact about Revv. Back when I started my YouTube channel, I lived in Maine, and we didn't really have like music stores. We had a couple, but they were like small mom and pop, dealt a lot with used stuff and acoustics, because in Maine, everybody thinks they're fucking singing a sea shanty. And, yeah, I just, reached out to see if I could borrow their, I believe it was the G4 at the time. And they're like, shit, dude, we'll send you one. I'm like, what? They were the very first people to ever treat this channel awesome. And no matter if I ever need anything, I have a question about something, I can reach out. And Revv is always awesome. Always. Every time I've gone to NAMM, they've sent me to NAMM. How awesome is that? They're just good people building amazing products. I've never one time had a product that was garbage. Ever. From this company. Okay? They did not send me this. I bought this with my own money. Massive shout out to my boy Ike over at Flipside Music. If you're in the Denver area or you're sick and tired of buying online from like the big concrete buildings, get a hold of Ike. And no, he didn't pay me to say that. I tell anybody that. Ike is awesome. Yeah, he's just awesome. And he's from like a time when there was this little section of YouTube that was really cool. And people were super tight with one another. And it was just a really cool time in YouTube. And that's how I met him. I actually met him through the Ryan and Angela through RNA Music. And they were right. Ike's my type of people. He's so cool. And he's so funny. And he has an awesome shop. So like I said, if you're in a touring band or you're on vacation and your old lady's driving you nuts to go and seeing mountain shit in fucking Colorado, go see Ike at Flipside Music. Why? Because he's awesome. Fuck the stuff he has in there. He has awesome shit. He probably has the most pedals in any store I've ever seen in my life. But he's just a good guy. Running a really cool business. And you can get anything that's in that store online. If you ever have questions or you want something tracked down, Ike and his guys over there are really good at it. And they're not going to rob you. That's the best part. He priced, like used gear, he's got priced like ridiculously fair. And if you don't think it's fair, you can talk to them about it. And if they maybe looked at something wrong differently, they'll own that shit and take care of you. Okay? That's just my thing that I'm saying about Flipside. Because, well, again, Ike's a friend of mine and he's awesome. And he wouldn't be a friend of mine if he was an asshole. I have to be the asshole in the arrangement. But back to Revv. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I got the Tilt Overdrive. The Sean, not so tubby tubs. He's a skinny guy with hair like a lady. Doesn't know how to shave. He only has a 5 o'clock shadow like he thinks he's George Michael or some shit. I didn't like the Overdrive itself, but I loved the Tilt Boost. And apparently I wasn't alone. Because a ton of people were like, I love that tilt. It needs to be in its own pedal. No one asked to have the overdrive in its own pedal. They just wanted the tilt. But Revv, because they listen to their clientele, they listen to their customers, yes, 90% of us that own this either own or have owned the original version that had the overdrive and the tilt boost in it together. Okay? This right here, cool packaging like Revv only do. Let's open this up. Be careful, I haven't opened up a Revv package in a minute. Got a little book. Oh, it's in a bag. Yeah, look at that. You got Revv in a bag. Yep. And looks like you got some feet and a Revv sticker. 3M feet, because they do not slack. They don't give you that cheap Chinese shit. You get the real stuff. That's what, and that's awesome about Revv too, is everything they build is built with the best quality possible. And if you ever have a problem, I don't give a shit if you buy that thing from Guitar Center or wherever the fuck you get it from, Reverb. Revv are good dudes. They're going to stand behind their product because they know they build good stuff and they fight and do everything they can to make sure you're getting the best product that you can. I know that because you can tell companies that care, and when the owners of the company are really good at being a face of the company, that becomes a really cool thing too. Like Derek's kind of my boy, and that dude has treated me good since day one. Really have mad respect for that guy and how he treats people and how he's always excited about the product. And he's not a metal guy per se. He's more like a blues and rock guy, but he enjoys seeing what people do with all this stuff and how they push it and things you wouldn't really think something was capable of. All of a sudden he's seen it being done, and he gets genuinely excited about it. They have this thing called Gears and Beer, by the way. They do it, I believe it's every week. And sometimes, I think even twice a week it will pop up. But anyway, definitely watch that. You might not see so much of this stuff going out to YouTubers anymore, and it makes a lot of sense because the players that he has on hand, well, there's nothing that we can do that they can't do themselves. Why lose a huge chunk of your money when you're already doing a show? And they don't just talk about their products, they talk about other stuff too, which is really neat. You know, they show different ways to use things. Yes, you're going to see Revv stuff on there, but they have a wall of amps behind them that's not Revv. They're genuinely music fans of instruments and gear. So it's called Beer and Gear. It's not beer and a bunch of Revv stuff. No, they talk about a lot of stuff. They use guitars from all over the place, different brands. And yeah, really, they're funny fucking dudes too. You should definitely watch it. But this right here is the Tilt Boost. It looks like it's got a couple extra things on it. So we have a boost, a tilt EQ, a drive, and a tight. So currently, this has not been modeled after your mom because it would be loose. Anyhow, let's see what the book says, if it says anything magic in here. Once upon a time, up in Canada, eh? You could own the tone if you sacrificed a small child. All right. So basically, it just has thing tells you what the switches are. If you couldn't read it on the thing, you can read it in print. That's awesome. And it tells you how to get started. Pretty much, it just tells you like plug the fucking thing in, son. Gives you a little description of where to kind of start, where you're getting on the edge of breakup, which is a kind of a cool thing that they already experimented enough with their own thing that they can kind of tell you like, hey, this is a really good place to start. But I play metal. We start at noontime and we work our way up. We barely ever work our way down, right? All right, this is using the Tilt EQ, which, by the way, was the biggest gift on the original Tilt Overdrive. It really was. That Sean Tubbs built something with them that was incredible on the Tilt side. So let's take a look here. Yeah, it pretty much explains it pretty well good. Basically, the Tilt EQ attenuates the bass and the boost and treble, kind of stirs it up. So where normally when you turn something up, it tightens, right? Well, this one here, it kind of, it goes through like, it's tight, then it's flubby, then it's in the middle, and then it gets tight, and then it gets like crazy mushroom cloud. Like the doom guys can use it, the metal guys can use it, the country guys can use it, the rock guys can use it, and the metal guys definitely can use it. All right, tight and drive switches. I mean, in case you've been living under a rock, we'll explain what those do, because I can almost guarantee without looking at this, I can tell you exactly what they do. Okay, so you have a 3-position tight switch, which controls how aggressively bass is attenuated, obviously. The word tight, people get kind of lost in it from time to time, and it's one of those things where when you tighten it up, you're more into your mid-range with a dash of treble than you are into your bass, because your bass makes things chubby and flubby. But you need it because you have to have a low end. And in case you didn't know, just in case you're under a rock and you don't understand the instrument that you're playing, guitar is a mid-range instrument, folks. Just, I know mids are evil, blah, 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 blah. It's a mid-range instrument, no matter how you fucking cut it. And the older I get, the more I appreciate mids, so take that for what it's worth, because I'm an old piece of shit. All right. And that works independent. This is actually kind of cool. It works independently of the Tilt EQ. So you can do this. You can find your own voice. That's pretty, I'm actually looking forward to that. That is really cool. And the drive is the same as it was on the Tilt Overdrive. Or at least it says it has the same DNA. So when it's engaged, it's a fat medium gain, and it's touch sensitive. You get a good overdriven sound, which it does overdrive very well. And yeah, so basically it's on and off. You got the boost. You just, you know, it's gonna be how intense you're gonna get. And I play metal. We're gonna fucking get intense. And hey, has a warranty. And I love that they do that. And probably Revv is gonna want to shoot me in the face with some kind of high-powered weaponry. I don't care that it has a warranty because I don't worry about Revv. If something's wrong, I've never heard a story where they didn't take care of somebody. Not one single time since I've been aware of that company have they not taken care of people. The warranty's kind of funny to me because what the fuck do you need the money for? The warranty for? They're taking care of you. It's great that they have it there. It's probably for legal shit, I imagine. But Revv stands behind their products, 100%. And I'm not saying that just because they take care of me if I have a problem. No, every single human being I've come into contact with, if they've ever had a problem or they ever had a question, Revv is taking care of them, 100%. No questions asked. Except for how good their mom is in bed. They might ask that from time to time because they're nasties. All right, so it gives you 4 settings that they kind of must have been monkeying around with while they're drinking beer. One is the always on. You just leave it on. You never turn it on and off. Which, again, I play metal. I set it and forget it. Only time I turn it off is to show you guys what the amps sound like and what it sounds like with it, right? Yeah. Then you have the big boost. Sort of like that surgery your mom had. Yeah, they used to hang down here. Now they sit up here no matter which way you tilt their body. Yeah. You have the classic drive, which is, you know, what you would expect from like your old blues driver, old 808s, that type of thing. Then you have the solo booster. She's gonna run a little bit hotter. She's gonna spike. Like your normal volume will be here, and then when you hit that, your volume's gonna come up here. It's not really gonna color your tone per se too much. It's gonna just kind of bump you and make you more present and forward. So it is gonna have a little bit of mid-range and a little bit of highs because it's gonna help you cut through. That's the whole thing with solos. Remember, mid-range instrument. Rhythm guys playing, you want to cut through them when you play your solo. You don't want to be buried. Let's face it. They're playing a solo because your dick's not as big as the rhythm guys, and you got to like make your points so you can get laid at the end of the night. Boosta! All right. Very cool. Enough of the fucking talking. Fuck that book. I only read it for you. I just flick switches and hope for the best. You know, flick switches like a flicking mom's beans. Let's fucking get to it. We're gonna go fucking full Canada, man. Got the Revv G-20. I have the Revv G8, the gate. How crafty was that, huh? That's in the back in the effects loop because anytime you boost a overdriven amp, you're gonna get some noise, and I hate noise because I'm an asshole. I have the brand new Gorilla Telecaster shaped guitar. And, of course, I'm using my Arachnid cabs. They're not Canadian, but they're out of California. So they're both high as fucking friendly. All right, very cool. Watch some shitty-ass intro music and while I hook this stuff up, and we'll get chuggy with it. All right? Be right back. Alright, so we've got the tilt all hooked up to the Revv G20. Yes, mate. Right now we're just on the straight ass clean channel, and let's see what that gives us. Yeah, it's a clean channel. So we have everything at 50%, all switches down. So you can see it gets super duper spanky. And the drive is turned off. So we're going to turn the drive on and see what that does with everything in the middle except for the drive. As you can tell, you get a really good blues tone, kind of like in that little Nashville vein. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take that boost and we're going to see if we can push this into AC/DC territory. Alright, so as you can tell, once we started doing that, it gets a little bit chubby, right? So now we're going to play around with that tilt, because that tilt's going to take the EQ and it's going to move it around a little bit. So let's see if we can get that brightness that we like to get from our ACD. Alright, so we're getting a little closer. Now this is where having the tight works in really good. So we can take that bass and we can kind of tighten it up. But what we're really doing is we're taking, not really taking bass away as much as we're adding a little bit of that really nice mid-range and treble boost. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're cranking on the AC/DC stuff like right there, no problem. We still have 25% of that boost left, and because I'm the fucking animal that I am, we're gonna fucking put it all in. We're gonna put the B all in. Not to be confused with the D that we put all in your mom, but the B for the boost, right? Here we go. that sounds lush ass. All right, put everything back in the middle. All right, we're gonna set it up for some taint smashing. All the exercises down. We're going to engage the red channel, blue aggression. And this is what we get with the tilt not turned on. This is just the Revv G-20. As you can tell, the Revv G20 really doesn't need anything, but, you know, because we're assholes. We throw shit at stuff, right? Yeah. I have a drink of coffee right now. Keep my mind off assholes. Big shout out to Death Wish Coffee. All right. So we're going to play a riff with just this, and then with everything in the middle switches down on the tilt, see what we get. As you can tell, it just gets super fat. Like right there, I mean, I can just grab and go. I mean, we can do some metal with this shit. Okay, so that's with everything on the middle. So what we're going to do now, because I like my metal a little brighter and a little tighter. What did we learn? I don't really need any more gain. But, you know what? We'll start with the drive just to see what it does. I'm pretty sure it's just with this much saturation in it. I don't think it's going to do too much, but we'll see. Okay, I'm a bigger fan with the drive not turned on, so we're not going to turn the drive on. So if we want more aggressive, we add more boost, right? Again, it's still a little chubby, but we're not quite ready to deal with the chubbiness yet. Let's get the gain where we want it to be. I'm not going to touch the amp. The amp is literally what it is. Let's fuck with the boost. Very nice gain, and all I did was add about another 10%. But again, super chubby, super fuzzy. So let's play around with the tilt for a little bit before we go for the tight. All right, here we go. Okay, so with the tilt turned back, of course, makes it a little brighter. Now we're going to work on the tighter, all right? All right. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the tilt switch all the way up, we're getting somewhere. We're cooking with fire. But she's still a little tubby. So we're gonna play a little bit with the tilt and maybe take the gain down just a little bit. All right, so as you can tell, it kicks ass. It's good to know that all of us were right. That the tilt itself is just a beast. The tilt boost, man. At $170, you are not going to beat that boost. I'm sorry, you're just not. At $170, that thing just fucks beyond its ceiling. It does. It's the type of thing that it fucks so hard. When it shows up at the party, it drops its dick across the table, not just on the table. You know what I'm saying? That thing fucks. And it fucks hard, man. Whether you're playing blues, you're playing country, you're playing rock, you're playing metal. You can even doom this motherfucker. I will show you the best I can because I'm not a doom guy. But let's doom. Yeah, she doom. It really does everything. That thing is fucking phenomenal. So hey, buy it from Revv. Buy it from a local dealer. Do the Sweetwater thing if you have to. But really, I know there's a lot bad to be said about what I'm about to say, but I truly believe this. Buy it from a small, privately owned company. If not, granted, Sweetwater's awesome. They treat people really well. But if we get rid of all the mom and pop places, there's no one to keep those fuckers accountable. You know, the mom and pops aren't out to rob you. They're not out to take all your money. They just want to get what they're due for the product that they put in. And furthermore, if you buy direct from Revv, nothing makes them feel better probably than boxing it up in their own facility and sending it out, because it's a bit of pride, right? But anyhow, their stuff is phenomenal. Everything is phenomenal. Literally never tried anything that sucked. I didn't agree much with the Tubbs Overdrive, but the tilt part of it I loved. And now we got the tilt in its own pedal, and they even added some stuff to it, which is, I love this pedal. Just gonna put it out there. I love it. It's never going anywhere. It'll be used a lot. All right. So anyway, my name's Truck Driver Sean. Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass to most people, but hey, subscribe to my shit. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't hurt. Helps me. Doesn't hurt you. I don't pest you. I don't drop shit in your shit all the time. No. I'll show up in your YouTube feed. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like to follow there, I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. Just look for Truck Driver Sean. It's fucking pretty simple stuff. Just look for some fat piece of shit jamming outside a truck, and that's me. If you're looking for a serial killer, that's not me. Same name, oddly enough. Go fucking figure, right? Leave it to Gino Ames to name me Truck Driver Sean, and there's also a serial killer that drives an 18-wheeler that's called Truck Driver Sean. Yeah. Thanks, Gino. Love that man right to death. All right. Very cool, man. And on my way out, I just like to say huge thanks to Derek and the boys over there, because they always treat me awesome. They really do. They're friggin' phenomenal. If I could buy every single thing they ever put out, I would do it in a half a heartbeat. Obviously, life sucks and puts this big old veiny apparatus in your fucking pookie hole, but hey, yes, mate. This is a good one. Give them your $170. For Christ's sake, give it to them. It's so damn good. All right. We got the crying baby interrupting the chit-chat, so we're going to dodge on out here. And no, it's not my baby. I'm too old for babies. That's right. I borrow them now, and I get them all junked up on sugar and shit and send them home. Yes. All right. Very cool. Catch you guys in the next video. Later.